Is Sylvester Stallone truly ready to hang up John Rambo's combat boots for good? With a recent statement from the iconic action star indicating his reluctance to continue the Rambo saga due to the creeping spectre of arthritis, fans of the franchise are left wondering about the future of this legendary character. But even if Stallone is bidding farewell to Rambo, could there be more blood-soaked adventures in store for the beloved Green Beret through spin-offs or reboots? Join us as we delve into the uncertain but intriguing possibilities for the next chapter in the Rambo legacy. You know, when it comes to lone assassins in the movie world, John Wick might be the hotshot right now, but let's not forget the OG, Rambo. He burst onto the scene back in 1982 with First Blood and became a force to be reckoned with. The Rambo franchise has a long and storied history, dating back to a time when Hollywood was still figuring out the potential of creating multiple films from a popular character. It's important to note that Rambo's journey has been a bit of a roller coaster. It all began in 1982 with First Blood, and then we got First Blood Part 2 in 1985, followed by Rambo 3 in 1988, which pretty much wrapped up the initial trilogy. Then there was a 20-year hiatus, and in 2008, the franchise made a comeback. Sylvester Stallone took the reins personally, directing the film himself, and many fans consider this installment to be the pinnacle of the entire franchise. Fast forward another 11 years and we see an older but still unbreakable John Rambo in the Rambo films. The fifth movie, set to the tune of Old Town Road, reveals Rambo in remarkable physical shape as he takes on hordes of enemies, employing clever traps and his trusty dagger. The Rambo franchise has had a bit of a love-hate relationship with critics over the years. While the first and the fourth films received relatively better reviews, the others were met with mixed opinions. But here's the interesting part. Despite what critics might say, these movies have been money-making machines. They've pulled in a whopping $727 million worldwide, which is seriously impressive, especially considering that the franchise has been around for over 37 years. Now let's talk numbers. The second film in particular was a cash cow, raking in a jaw-dropping $300 million internationally. But it's important to note that the franchise's box office performance has seen better days since then. Sure, there is a dedicated fan base that's always had Rambo's back, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee big bucks at the box office. Take the fourth film for example, it pulled in a relatively modest $113 million worldwide. Finally, Rambo Last Blood came out in 2019, also with a $50 million budget. It made $44,819,352 in the United States and $46+ million internationally, totaling $91.5 million worldwide. So what's the verdict? Despite Sylvester Stallone's loyal fan following, we're still in suspense about whether audiences will rush to theaters for more Rambo action. Rambo Last Blood from 2019, however, received the lowest critical acclaim, with a 26% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from 174 reviews, a Metacritic score of 26 based on 31 reviews, and a cinema score of B. But hey, despite what the critics say, the Rambo movies have a dedicated fan base that has stuck around for years. Many criticisms of the film revolve around its depiction of Mexico and Mexicans, its weak storyline, and an excessive amount of gratuitous violence that lacks narrative significance. If the reviews are indicative of the overall reception, it might be an indication that it's time for the franchise to come to a close. So if you're talking about a potential Rambo 6, there are a couple of exciting avenues it could explore, and Sylvester Stallone himself has dropped some intriguing hints. One option is to go for a direct sequel, but it might not allow for a massive time jump like the 11-year gap we saw in Last Blood. Given that Rambo is visibly showing his age, a direct sequel would likely be set just a few years down the road, keeping things in real-time progression. But here's where it gets really interesting. Stallone has also floated the idea of a prequel. Picture this, a glimpse into Rambo's life before the Vietnam War, before he became the battle-hardened warrior that we know. He envisions a young Rambo, a standout athlete, captain of the team, and a popular guy in school long before the horrors of war change him forever. What's even more exciting is Stallone's enthusiasm for the franchise's future. It seems like he's all in, regardless of his age or whether he's in front of the camera. This opens up the possibility of Rambo spin-offs, much like the Creed series did for the Rocky universe. So if you've been craving more of that iconic action, the Rambo universe might just be getting bigger and better. Well, it seems like Sylvester Stallone might be hanging up his Rambo boots for good. While promoting his upcoming documentary Sly at the Toronto International Film Festival, the legendary action star didn't mince words about the future of John Rambo. In his trademark blunt style, Stallone admitted that despite the persistent calls for him to do another one, he's come to a realization at the age of 77. With a touch of humor, he posed a question that pretty much sums it up. What am I fighting? Arthritis? So it looks like Stallone might be saying his final goodbye to Rambo, and Last Blood might indeed live up to its title as the conclusion of his run as the iconic character. But who knows? In Hollywood, surprises can always happen, and if there's one thing that we've learned, it's to never count Rambo out completely. You know, even if Sylvester Stallone is ready to retire as John Rambo, there's still a chance that we might see more of the character. Stallone has hinted at quitting before, even way back before Rambo Last Blood got rolling. And sure, he's been coaxed back into the Rambo world despite his earlier reservations, but this time it feels like he's pretty serious about saying goodbye. I mean, the guy is 77 years old. Trying to picture him as the action-packed Green Beret might start to feel like a stretch, you know? So while we might want more of Rambo, it's essential to brace ourselves for the possibility that this could be the end of the road for Stallone as our favorite action hero. But hey, never say never in Hollywood, right? Now, while it seems that Stallone is ready to hang up his Rambo hat, he's not done with the character's legacy just yet. He has been pretty vocal about his plans for a Rambo Prequel series, and get this, it's set during the Vietnam War. Stallone envisions a young John Rambo, the outgoing football captain before the war turned him into the brooding, solitary warrior that we know today. The cool part is that by focusing on a younger Rambo, Stallone can seamlessly pass the torch to a new actor while staying closely involved in the project's development. But there's another idea floating around, and it's a real game changer. It's like taking a page out of Quentin Tarantino's playbook. Picture this. A complete reboot of the series, starting from the original novel that inspired it all. Tarantino even has an actor in mind, Adam Driver, the Star Wars fame, as the ideal John Rambo. And to make things even more exciting, he'd have Kurt Russell as the sheriff Rambo faces off against in his one-man war. Now, Tarantino might not be the one to make this happen, but the concept itself has some serious potential. Who knows? Another filmmaker with a bold vision might pick up the reins. Either way, it looks like Stallone's time as the leading force in the Rambo franchise might be coming to a close, but the Rambo universe could be expanding in some exciting new directions. This marks the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you like it and share it. Let us know your opinions in the comment section and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching it, and we'll see you at the next one.